If you work for the government or you potentially are going to be stationed in an area dictated by the government, Maryland is definitely one of those areas. And today we're going to talk about all the places in and around Maryland that are good for military workers. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can stay current on everything that we have going on here in and around Baltimore. I'm Mike Mislinski.
And I'm Kelly Shuett, and today we're diving into something that's near and dear to our hearts, which is military who is moving to Maryland. So first of all, if you're in the military, thank you for your service. We appreciate you. We love that you come and be a part of our community for a year, 2, 3. Sometimes people stay longer than that. But there's a lot of different bases. We're really close to D.C., obviously, being in Maryland. So there's a lot of opportunities for people to get relocated to Maryland. And we love helping with that transition. It's a big move. When you're military, you're usually coming from another state. You don't know a lot of people. You don't know the area. We're here to help with that. So today we wanted to give you a quick overlook on some of the areas that we might show you homes in if you are going to be working on one of these bases or even in DC itself.
So we're going to go over a couple areas that we would potentially suggest for you depending on, what you're doing, whether you're on base, off base, some of the other satellite campuses, etc. And the first one that I want to talk about is Fort Meade. So obviously there is a base right at Fort Meade, but one of the good things about Fort Meade is that there are a lot of townhomes. So depending on your length of stay, the size of your family, whether it's just you, a partner, kids, etc., gives you a lot of options. And one of the unique things about Fort Meade is they're doing a lot of building around Fort Meade. So they are expanding the area, looking at all the people coming into the area and trying to facilitate housing for everyone.
There are a couple of areas, and I'll go through them, that are right between, they're south of Baltimore where we are, but they're kind of more on the DC side of the map. If you're looking at a map of Maryland, they're gonna be below Baltimore, but towards the DC side. So it's gonna put you close to Fort Meade. It's also gonna put you close to DC, and you're still gonna be a really easy distance from Baltimore. Those are Odenton, Hanover, Crofton, and Bowie. And these are all areas that still have a lot of growth, a lot of opportunity, a lot of new builds, and a lot of places that you can either rent really easily. So if you're not sure if you're gonna be here, we can help you get situated for a rental, or they're places that you can invest in. So when you do move on, you can keep it as a rental yourself. There's a lot of military that will continue coming into the area. You can use that as investment property because they're still building a lot in these areas, which is unlike the northern part of Baltimore that you've heard us talk about on other videos. Another neighborhood that we'd like to touch on, which is just a little bit different, it's one of our sister cities, we also have an office there, is Annapolis itself. So Annapolis is a really charming historic city. It's a great place to live. People love it there. There's a lot to do. There's a really great sense of community, but it's gonna put you in a really nice spot strategically between Baltimore and DC. So if you're a household that has one partner going to one city and another partner going to another, or going to bases that are in opposite directions, this might be a really nice landing spot for you.
So if you're stationed potentially on our northern side of the state, maybe up in Aberdeen, then you want to consider areas such as Bel Air, which we've spoken about, White Marsh, Nottingham, Havre de Grace, all those types of areas. Because if you're up north, up 95, you want to stay on that same corridor, so it makes it super easy. And be sure to check out our other videos on those areas so you can get up to speed on kind of what each of those offers, because they're not all the same.
Another option, depending on where you are going to be stationed, is Howard County. So we're looking particularly at Columbia and Ellicott City and part of Laurel. These areas are going to be in the Howard County School District. So if that's important to you, these are great areas. There's a lot of rentals in these areas. It's a more populated, congested area. So if you like that kind of very like urban, suburban feel, this is a good spot for you. You're still going to be equidistant to a lot of the places that you're going to be needing to work. And it's also a great location. Again, if you have somebody that's going to Baltimore and somebody that's going to DC, this is a great happy medium, again, with excellent nationally ranked schools. So if that's important to you, that might be an area that we heavily target when we're looking for you. Also, the price point goes along with that. It is more expensive than some of its more southern areas that we started with, like the Odenton and Fort Meade, Hanover areas. If you are military, you may or may not know this, but you do qualify for something called a VA benefit. This is a special type of loan as a thank you for your service that you can basically purchase a house with zero money down. We have excellent local lenders that work with this product, and they can also layer additional incentives on top of that. We also have a benefit for military families where you don't work with an admin fee when you work with us on our team. It's our way of saying thank you for your service here. So lots of benefits for you. Some you may know about, some you may not, but we always go through all of those options for you and see what works best for you and your situation.
So if you're military, there is tons of options. Don't feel scared that you're not gonna have any nice housing, or you're gonna be stuck in an area that is less than ideal. That's very far from the case. And there's lots to do and lots of options here for you.
We would be honored to help you if and when that time is right. And it's never too soon to start talking to us. We know that there's a lot of moving pieces when you're making a oftentimes cross-country journey and cross-country move. So reach out at any time. We're here as a resource to you.
I'm Mike Mislinski.
And I'm Kelly Schuett. We're with the W Home Group. Thanks for diving into your potentially cross-country move for the military. We would be happy to welcome you here to Maryland.